question is, what may be the things that we could do apart from maybe one of organizing this competition or something like that? What could we do to foster passion in the young people and also older people in Hong Kong so they become entrepreneurs?
That's a tough question. Just like a few years ago, I was in Singapore, and one of the ministers asked me a question in the panel and said, Mr. Cheng, because I was with John Cale, who wrote Jazzing, one of the professors now at Stanford, I think. He was at Harvard teaching creativity. And John and I are good friends, but I argue with him all day long. I said, you cannot teach creativity. Either you got it or you learn it. You can't teach it. So I think passion is very hard to teach. It's an environment. It's an issue that all of those issues that I talked about just now, in addition to a little bit of attitude changing. The attitude changing is in this way. Nevertheless, Chinese like to hero worship. So if you say, who's your hero in technology, inevitably people will mention Bill Gates. People will mention nowadays probably Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook. It's people who have made it very, very big, or Sergey, or at Google. But there are so many entrepreneurs who have made so much difference that nobody had heard of. So I think one of the things that we need to, as companies, as institutions in government, is start celebrating all these little wins and start giving people a chance and start educating people about it's okay, try and try again. It's okay to be small and grow. But also, we need to encourage young people to seek not only money. You need money to start your company, but you really need expertise. Okay. Find smart money, and I encourage, maybe through CU, you could have a mentorship type of thing. Then as things grow, then passion will come in play. So it's like you can't teach, you can't teach passion. Am I passionate about my wife? You can't teach that. You wake up in the morning, you love her, you don't love her.
My question is sort of related to Kevin's. In fact, you have answered part of it. My question is not how to teach passion, but how to create innovation and creativity. Because I think this is something that Chinese are sort of lacking, or our education system has not been doing good enough to foster innovative ideas. So is there any way that schools can help to create more innovative ideas so that with passion and creativity we will be able to create something big and socially responsible?
Oh my God, you're touching nerve. I have a young daughter, and I've been looking through her curriculum in Hong Kong, and I was absolutely appalled that some of the way teachers teach this. I'll give you an example. I'm a closet musician, so I've seen all these youngsters in Hong Kong. Everybody takes piano lessons. Everybody takes some sort of music lessons. So she comes back and says, Daddy, I'm playing this. What's she doing now? Clarinet. She's doing clarinet. And she plays it as if it's completely flawless, but note by note. There's actually no feelings. She doesn't understand the piece and all of that. So being a classical musician, I start teaching her. I say, no. That's not what the teacher wants. I'll give you another example, which is very real. In Chinese New Year, we had a project. So the project was public transportation. So I said, public transportation. So I took her, me and my wife took her all over Hong Kong, ride all sort of public transportation, documented it, write it in a book. One of the things that I thought Hong Kong has that nobody else has, there's one transportation system in Hong Kong that's unique, which is that. Do you know? The elevators, the escalators. the escalator system going up the hill. I haven't seen that anywhere else. I travel all over the world. I think that's really unique. So I put that in there. The teacher rejects it because it's not in the book. So I think the whole education system is spawned off a whole bunch of creativity schools. There's a whole bunch of entrepreneurs now starting Leap Studio and so forth. But I think from higher education institution is we need to encourage a lot more dialogue. We need to encourage breaking out the box. We need to encourage a lot of exchange sessions, bringing entrepreneurs in that are not big names, sharing the plight of failure and how to get up again. See, inevitably, including my company, we only bring in speakers that are very celebrated, right? We should actually bring in normal people as well. I would love for Ben to speak, Timothy to speak, Yao to speak, and share their plight of how difficult it is to get a company started. It's a whole environment. It's not a single thing that you can do. But Chinese University is one of the few that I see are doing active, and I applaud you for that, active program and trying to change it.
Just to follow up on another question, I was very impressed also by your talk on failure. In fact, I recently, 2 years ago, I bought a book while I was in Stanford. The name of the book is What I Wish I Knew at the Age of 20. And in fact, they spend almost half the book talking about failures. How do we face them? How all the successes in Silicon Valley all start from thousands and thousands of failures.
Right.
Okay, now we know that our young generation, our graduates, should face many failures before they come to any fruitful endeavor. But where do their money come from? How do they get support from time and again of failure in their business? We cannot always ask the government to pay for the.
There's a little bit of that is culture. I raised a lot of money in the Valley, and I raised a lot of money in the States. And raising money there and raising money here is a totally different ballgame. Okay? When you approach a venture capitalist, they will look at the big light and they'll say, okay, we will bankroll you because this idea may have a 5% chance. Here, they'll say, well, do you have a house for collateral? Can your parent undersign personal guarantee? All of that. So, it's a whole environment. I mean, I would love to start a program. It's basically the safety net for anybody who genuinely tries. You can't look to the government, but there got to be incubators, there got to be real. I mean, there's so much money in the market space. They lose it anyway on some speculative deals. But there's so much money in the marketplace that they need to understand that a little bit of this can go a very long way. It's just the problem is our culture, Chinese culture, me included. People want, people don't understand, number one, venture capital. People don't understand angel capital. Also don't understand the reward and the joy of bringing one of these enterprises to life. It took Silicon Valley many years to build Sand Hill Road. So that's not only there is a network to sponsor high-risk idea, but there's also a network to help failed individual to start again. So it will take a while, but I think one of the things that we should do for me as parents is start encouraging my own kids, and to me as a leader of my own company, to encourage my own people to take risk, not reckless risk, but to take risk to do things out of the box and to venture out and do something.